Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video today we're going to be talking all about the lovely tool called BookBolt, which for those of you who have not heard of BookBolt is basically all-in-one software completely focused around low content book creation. Everything from research to design to keywords, BookBolt has it all. And in this video today, I'm going to be covering all the different features, all of the different tools that BookBolt has, so that you can do everything from researching your book to designing it to getting it up on Amazon. And one of the great things about BookBolt is that it is very, very affordable, but for even an extra 20% off, you can use my coupon code SARAH20. So make sure to use that when getting started with BookBolt. The link will be in the description as well as the coupon code. So make sure to check that out. Anyway, let's get right into the video. Alrighty, everyone, as you can now see, I am at my laptop and I have BookBolt pulled up. This is the first page that you're going to see as soon as you log into BookBolt. It's the tutorial page, but I'm going to be your tutorial today. So anyway, in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you all the different features that BookBolt has to offer, but I'm going to be showing them in the order of how you probably use them in order to create a book from start to finish. So let's get started. When creating a book, you're probably going to want to research it first because we got to figure out which book to create. So we're going to pop over here to the BookBolt cloud to do some niche research. All right, now that we're inside the cloud, we have a bunch of different things we can play with. So we can search by the number of bestsellers, we can search by the category, we can search by the BSR range. So BSR, that stands for bestseller rank. So we can search by exactly what bestseller rank we'd like the book to be, if we'd like it to be on the lower end or the higher end. Price range, same deal. If we want prices that are lower, higher, somewhere in between, we can tweak it to whatever we want. And we can also add some keywords. Because we're doing niche research, we're going to keep it kind of general just to see. I want to create a planner of some sort, so I'm going to go with the category planner. I'm not going to bother with any keywords. We're going to go with search bestsellers top 500 just so we can see everything and get a good idea of different niches we can try. So let's search it. All right, I just ran the search and looking down, so we've got results data. This shows us a whole bunch of very relevant data relating to the category planner, including the average price, the lowest price. So we've got some very low prices. We also have some very high prices. We'll also see the specifications that we use, total results, and we also have this lovely keyword count over here that tells us which keywords are being used most often. Obviously, planner would be the highest, but we've got a bunch of different ones that we can use for keywords and things, so that's something to keep in mind. And then looking down, we have a whole bunch of different planners. Looking at the data, we've got the title, we've got the author, we've got the publisher. We're going to want to make sure it's independently published for it to be a KDP book, as well as we've got the reviews, we've got the ASIN, publication date, price, BSR, as well as all the monthly sales over here. And one really helpful piece of data that we can look at right here is the BSR/price history. This right here gives us a glimpse into how well the book has been doing. So this purple line shows us the price and how it's changed over time. So as you can see, it has stayed true at $6.95 for a nice long time. And then looking at the BSR, so example, a BSR of 1 would be the best ranking book, as opposed to a BSR of 1 million, that would be very, very high up and not ranking very well. So these dips here are when there have been a lot of sales and the sales rank has gone up. So this can give us a glimpse into how the book has been performing over time. So looking here at November 2nd, well actually November 1st, just around this time range, it had a very, very high sales rank, and that tells us that this book has performed very well around here because it's a planner. So now that we're in Q4 season, it's going to be performing really, really well as we're getting closer to the new year. And this can kind of tell us just how the niche is going to perform, because looking at planners, it had a much higher sales rank up here, but then we've got much lower down here. So this is some very, very useful information. And looking at this, choosing a niche, I could obviously go with just a standard planner, but I'm going to go with something that's kind of more specific, that's less targeted. So actually, this book right here is kind of the one I'm going to be targeting, going after, and trying to compete with, just like the cruise planning niche. Over in the BookBolt cloud, it was here in the results and it had a high BSR like just the other day. But the thing with the cloud is that it gets updated daily, so I'm guessing the BSR just went down. So for this example, I'm going to be using a cruise planner. Just note though that niches are going to change over time, so it'll be less profitable at different times. And honestly, you never know, the BSR is going to go up and down. Yesterday it would have gotten a lot more sales than, for example, today. So just keep that in mind when doing your niche research. I'm going to be doing the cruise planner here, but for an example of other niches that you could potentially target, we've got this 3 years appointment book. You could do something like that. You could do an appointment book, you could do this holiday notebook and planner. There's this lesson planning notebook, storyboard notebook, this wedding planner and organizer. You've got a bunch of different sub niches underneath underneath the higher niche of planners that you can target. So just look and see and find one that you like that does well, and then just go ahead and go for it. And for example, if you see something that you really like, if you want to make sure that you can keep track of all this data over here just so you can look back on it, there's this lovely little favorites button that you can press, and it saves all the data over to your favorites. You can choose whatever category you want. I'm gonna go with my favorites category because I don't have any other like folders. And then if I pop over here to favorites and then click on my category, we'll see that this book is right here. So this is a great way to save whatever niches that you really like, that you want to look back on, so you can just create more in the future. So now I'm over here at the search products feature, which is actually a lot like the cloud, but the main difference is that there is less data. However, this is in real time as opposed to the cloud that gets updated daily. So for example, I could type over here cruise planner, and then we've got a bunch of results. As you'll see, it's not quite as much as the cloud, but it's still a lot, and this is in real time. So we've got the main one that I'm going to be targeting. I could go ahead and save that to my favorites just so I can look back on it. We've also got the keyword count over here, as well as some other related keywords that we could search for. So we've got a bunch of different cruise planners that we can look at, and we've got a lot of really helpful information. For example, we've got the BSR that shows you the estimated sales, so that'll tell you how well the book is performing. So we've got, yeah, as you can see, a bunch of different things, and as we get lower, it becomes less relevant to cruise planner. But these are some excellent books that we can go off of. And then the next feature, we've got the search sellers feature. So as you can see, this book right here, the author is Kathy Rogers. So if we come over here to sellers search, and then let's type in Kathy Rogers, we've got two results. We've got this cruise planner, and we also have this I'd rather be cruising, cruise plans, ideas, hopes, and dreams. So this is just a great way that you can research other brands and figure out what their bestseller books are and what other niches that they've gone after, like what's going well for them. So you can kind of learn from that and use it for experimenting with your own creations. And this can also give you a concept of branding as well. If you want to build a KDP brand, you could search for a brand, a seller, a publisher, whatever, and just see all their bestseller books and just kind of see how they brand them, their cohesiveness, and that can give you a good idea for branding your own business. All right, now that we've figured out the niche and we've kind of learned a bit more about it, we're going to want to figure out some keywords. So we're still over here in the research tab, of course. So popping down, we're going to go over here to keywords. And then we've got two different sections. We've got search and favorites. So favorites is where we can save the keywords that we search for. So we're going to want to start here at search. And now we're going after cruise planner as a niche. So we're going to go ahead and type that in. So looking down, we've got a bunch of different keywords you can use. Over on the side, the different columns, we've got, this is the Amazon search volume, the Google search volume, the CPC, and the competition. These are just related to advertising. The higher the CPC and the higher the competition, that just shows you how much money is in the keyword and how much other brands and businesses are trying to go after it for advertising. Looking down here, we've got a bunch of really high search volume keywords. So this is definitely a good niche to go after. And one thing I really like to do to figure out really great keywords is if I go over here to cruise journal planner, we'll see that this has a very high search volume. So I could take this keyword right here and then pop over back to Amazon, search for it, and then it'll show us how many results we got. This one has over 10,000, so it does have higher competition, but it also does have a really high search volume, as opposed to, let's look for Caribbean cruise planner and see what we get. This one, on the other hand, only has 156 results, and yet it still has a really high search volume. So this would be an amazing keyword to go after that has very low competition and yet still a really good search volume. So that's generally how I pick my keywords. You can pick yours a different way. And now I can also go ahead and save whichever keywords that I like over to my favorites. So I'm just going to save a whole bunch that look good. So now we've got a whole bunch of keywords, and if I pop over here to my favorites, we've got all the different keywords I've saved. As you can see, I've saved a bunch of others, but then here are all the cruise ones that I've saved. And now we've got our keywords figured out, but there's one other little thing we're going to do. So popping over here to Book Scout, this is a really handy reverse ASIN lookup feature. So we can come over here and type in whatever ASIN that we want from a book. So this one is the cruise planner. As you can see, it's already saved. It may take a while to do the whole search. I've already done this one, so it's kind of already saved in the database. But looking down here, we've got a bunch of info. We've got the total items count. So this is about how many other products are ranking for this keyword. And then we've got the search volume. So this gives us a really good idea as to what this book right here is ranking for. And usually it would tell us the rank here. I'm not sure if it's just not loading properly, or if there's just not enough data to collect, but we still have all the keywords, and we've got a good idea of the search volume and the total items count. And and we just want to make sure that we go with one that has a high search volume, but also not too high of an items count. We can also organize them. So here we can sort by the ones with the lowest items count and also with the highest items count, and same over here with the search volume. So that's super duper helpful. And then anyway, this is just a great way to find even more keywords. And then we also have the lovely KDP Spy, which is a Chrome extension. When we click it, we'll be brought right to the Chrome extension here, and then we can just add it over here to Chrome. I already have it, so I'm just going to go over to Amazon and then just type in, for example, a cruise planner. And then if I just pop over here and grab KDP Spy, I have two different options. I can search, and then doing this will bring up a whole bunch of data from all the different books that popped up, and then I can just stop it at any point and then just look at everything, and I can sort by whatever I want to sort by, and this is super duper helpful just to see everything at a glance. And then we also have keywords, which I love the keywords feature. It automatically searches for cruise planner, and then we've got a bunch of the keywords here, and then we've got the Amazon search volume, Google search volume, Google CPC, a lot of the same keywords, but this is very helpful for seeing all the keywords right on Amazon. And then if we click save over here, this will bring it to the favorites column that's over in the keywords category back inside of BookBolt. And finally, now that we've figured out what niche we're going after, what keywords we're going to be targeting, let's build our listing. Right down at the bottom, we have the BookBolt lister, which again is another Chrome extension, which is honestly amazing. And I already have it, so I'm just going to come over here and click on it. And that immediately brings us to this profile section. This allows us to create profiles for your BookBolt listings and make it super duper easy to list a whole bunch of books really fast without having to enter all the same information again. So to create a profile, we're just going to come over here and click add. We're going to start off with a hotkey. So for example, shift 1, that would be a great hotkey. And then all you'd have to do is inside the KDP lister, press shift 1, and then all the information will be put inside. The shortcut, this is just what we're going to call it. I'm going to call it cruise planner. And then the title, we're going to say cruise planner. And then the subtitle, you could put whatever you want over here. I'm just going to go with 8x10, 200 pages, just so it's clear what the specifications are. And then first name, last name. So this is where we'd put the author. So I'm Sarah Larson, so I'll stick that in here. And then the description. For example, I'll just type in something really quick. So I just created this quick little description. You could put whatever you want. Just bear in mind that the description is mainly going to take the keywords and use them for Google rather than Amazon listings. So focus on just keeping the description helpful and including the specifications of your book so that people know exactly what your book is about. And then the keywords. So I'm just going to pop back over to keywords over here and then look at my favorites. And then just coming down here, I can grab whatever keywords I want. So we've got cruise planners. We've got cruise planner notebook. We've got cruise planner and journal. So I'm just going to keep doing that and fill up all the keywords. All right, so now I've got a whole bunch of keywords, and now I'm going to pick out my category. Thankfully, BookBolt has a super duper handy KDP categories tool, which I don't know if you've used the KDP listing, but it is super duper annoying with categories. It's this whole tree, and it's super difficult to find the categories that most relate to your book. So if I click on this button, we'll be brought over here to the category finder. And I am doing a cruise planner, so I'm going to type in cruise. And then we've got nonfiction travel cruises. Perfect. That relates beautifully. So I can come down here to nonfiction and then down to travel and cruises. Perfect. So you're able to have up to 2 categories for your KDP listings. You can also email KDP support for up to 8 more, but usually I don't do that. You can though if you want a lot of categories. It can just be more difficult for low content books. So I'm going to grab one more. I'm going to come back over here and type in boat, nonfiction, sports, recreation, boating. I think that would also relate pretty well. So I'm going to come back over here to nonfiction, sports and recreation, and boating. And then we've got the specifications for the book. I'm going to be doing an 8x10 book, and I want it to be in a matte finish. And then I'm just gonna say, yes, it's active, it is done. And now we've just created our listing. So now all we have to do is design the book, and then we can put it right inside KDP. All right, so we are done on the research tab. So we're gonna go to create. First off, really quickly, BookBolt has this amazing PuzzleWiz tool that's super duper helpful if you're creating activity books and things, as long as you get a yearly subscription as opposed to a monthly one. So just keep that in mind if you want to create activity books. And activity books are a great way to make even more money because they can be way more profitable than lined no content books. I'm also going to show you over here the BookBolt mass cover converter. So inside here, this just makes it super duper easy to create covers really quickly. So I'm just going to put in the specifications And then the background, I can go with whatever color I want. Let's say I wanted it to be this book bolt yellow color. All right, now I'm gonna upload an image, and as you can see, only zip and PNG are allowed. I'm gonna click on the button, and as you can see, I've got a bunch of different images that I've grabbed. I'm gonna go with this one. And now I'm gonna press start. It has just finished creating it with the image. So I'm gonna come over here and click on the PDF. And now here's my book. As you can see, I went with an image that already has this white background. I would want to change that in the future, but this is just a super duper easy way. If you have an image and just wanna make a really quick cover, then this is something you can do. And now I'm gonna pop over and create my very own cover. So I'm gonna wanna come to the book bolt designer and then just choose whatever template you're gonna create. So I'm gonna make it be a cover. Again, I'm gonna do 8 by 10. White paper interior. I personally recommend just always go with white paper interior. The other ones, they cost more. And then page count, I am doing 120. And now it's gonna generate the template, which it says it can take a couple minutes, but it honestly doesn't take that long. All right, now we are in the book bolt designer. We have a bunch of different features. So starting out, we can go with the product color. So we can decide just whatever color background that we want. We'll come back to that. We can also go with a hex code color picker to have exactly the color that we're looking for. And then we've got text. And this is where we can just put the text in our book. So like we're making a cruise planner. So then we could come over here and be like cruise planner, and then just take it, bring it kind of to the middle of the book. And we can also change it up, go with whatever font we want. We've got a bunch of different features over here as well. And we can even change the color if we wanted. Like let's say we wanted this crazy looking orange color, voila. And then going further, we've got images. I'm gonna go ahead and put in all the images for my book, and then they all get uploaded here, super easy. And shapes, book bolt has a bunch of different shapes we can choose from and we can play with. For example, like we could take this guy and just move it around, make it bigger, change the color, whatever we want to do. Drawing, we could also draw over here, whatever on earth we want to draw. Personally wouldn't recommend this unless you're like an experienced artist. Layers, if we had a lot of layers, this would be super duper helpful just to move things around, delete what needs to be deleted. Effects, this creates a really cute rustic sort of effect. And then mask, so let's say we're gonna go ahead and take this, and all we would need to do is click on it, bring it over here, and we could click the apply button, and basically it would just put it over the text. This isn't the best example. You'd have to make sure that the design looks good as well as the text in order for it to look really good. As you can see, it's super duper easy to do, adds a really fun effect right here, but we're just gonna get rid of it for now. So now let's design something. First off, let's take this image. I'm gonna come over here and remove the background. All right, now the background is removed, so we don't have to worry about the white blob anymore. And one thing I love about book bolt, so we can take this little graphic and we can just put it wherever on earth we want, and we can come over here to this patterns button, and we could do, let's say, horizontal bricks repeat. And then we've just created this whole new pattern, and it was really, really easy to do. So that is one option for designing your books. It always just looks really good and seamless. And then other options, you can either go with something like this, like a design, and then just bring it so it's large enough for the book. That could be really cute. And then we can just come over here and add text. Let's say we like this one. Let's write cruise planner. I want the text to be nice and dark, so I'm just gonna go with the darkest one. And then we just take the text, put it up here. Very easy. And then we could also even just grab this image that's right here, and then we could take it. This isn't the best design in the world, but you know, just give you an idea. And then voila, so we could do something like that. What I'm gonna do is come over here and grab this image. So this here looks super duper cute. So like, let's say we're gonna do something like this, and then we can come over here and grab text. Let's grab Pacifico, and then we're gonna write cruise planner on it. And now I'm just gonna change it to white so it looks nice and big, nice and bold, make it bigger, and voila, we just created our cruise planner. I'd probably toy with it just a little bit more to make it perfect, but I still think it looks really cute as is. And now that we're done with it, I'm just gonna come over here and press download, and it brings it up as a PDF, and all I have to do is click the download button again. All right, now that we have our cover done, we just need the interior. We could either go ahead and design our own, but I'm going to just come into the interior generator. We've got a whole bunch of interiors that book bolt has created that are super duper helpful for creating books of all types of different niches. Then I'm gonna go after is vacation. If we were to design one, we could create one that's super duper cruise oriented, but I'm just gonna go with this vacation one. It's close enough for now. And then I'm gonna go with bleed, 8 by 10, page count 120, because that's the book we're creating, and then press download. And in a matter of seconds, it's created a whole PDF for us that we just have to download. All right, you guys, we have our cover and our interior. Now all we have to do is put it right inside of KDP. So we're gonna come over here and press paperback. And now I've got all this stuff to fill out, but remember, we did create that listing. So all I have to do is do Shift-1, and look at that. It's literally all filled out. Super duper easy. We've got every single thing filled out that we would need. Like that is beyond incredible. And now we're gonna save and continue. And now I'm gonna go ahead and press Shift-1 again. In doing that, voila, I've got 8x10, we've got matte. Just gonna change it to bleed here. And then we upload our manuscript. And now we gotta upload the cover. And now that everything uploaded successfully, I'm just gonna come over here and launch the previewer. All right, the preview popped up and look just how cute this looks. As you can see, it kind of has the background here, but this is probably just gonna be cut off anyway, so no big deal. Honestly, for having done it super duper quickly, I'm really happy with how it came out. And then I can come and look at how all the pages turned out. As you can see, I did bleed, so they stretched to the edges. And it honestly looks really, really good. And we've got 120, as you know. And we just gotta press the button to accept. Alrighty, our last step here is pricing. We're gonna go with Amazon.com. So we wanna have a minimum of at least $382. I think I'm gonna go with $579. And let me just make sure I'm getting a royalty for everything. There you go. So I've adjusted on the other marketplaces, so I'm still making money. And voila. Now all I gotta do is publish the book. Alrighty, my paperback has been submitted. It was super duper easy. As you can see, BookBolt has all the tools that you will need to go from start to finish with all your low content book creation. Alright you guys, that about sums it up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video has helped you learn how to use BookBolt to maximize your low content book creation, as well as start seeing even more sales. And again, BookBolt is very affordable. It is an incredible tool that has everything you'll need to create and publish low content books. And for an extra 20% off, make sure to use my coupon code Sarah20, and also the link to BookBolt as well as my coupon code will both be in the description, so make sure to check that out. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this. I would super duper appreciate it, and I would love to have you. I hope you all have a fabulous rest of your day. Bye.